need to do something about engine harnesses. I'd really love to have a different kind of policy on it. Let's say your truck is in here and we get it all clean. I'll box it up and ship it back to you. And you can get whatever tape you want and go through this and tape up all your wiring. If there is a need, I mean, I could make a full-length video and you could just play the video while you're taping up your own and we could go through and tape it. It takes all day. It's a whole day's gig. Would you be willing to tape up your own harness at your own house to save? Ponder that for a little bit. Pull it as tight as you can. Don't have any spots where the electrical tape is folded up. I want it to be all the way up against it everywhere. It really is freaking nice. But I got all this still to do. This is daunting. I'll be much happier once it's done. Right there. Use a deburr tool on that. Works wonders. This guy right here. Send that in there to make that bigger so that it's not ridiculously tight on the stud. And then when we put that on, we'll put it on behind the transmission bracket and it'll hold that in place. But we need to know exactly where it goes. So as I'm taping it up, like something like that, that's very important. I will test fit it and make sure I put that in the spot. Hopefully it's all good, but I got the main engine harness done. Just threw it over here to the side like it's trash. The battery cable is right now. It runs under the AC compressor. It's got a hookup. Generally, I would have the battery cable on before I even put the manifolds on. Something's running over there. Okay, battery cable is done. It's, well, I say done. No, it's not. I have nothing on the cable to go from battery to battery. There is a retainer here to hold it on the charge air cooler stud, and another one over here, and there's 3 push pins that hold the battery cable here on the cowl, and they're very, very specific to where they need to be. So I decided to go ahead and just tape up the harness. That way it's all done, and I might just actually re-tape that whole section there and put them in. I mean, 2 layers of tape never hurt nobody. The damn transmission harness is arguably more important than any other harness on it. Last I checked, we tried to get them. You cannot buy transmission harnesses anymore. So this one is notorious for all the wire loom breaking off. I've had many of these jobs that there is no wire loom on the transmission harness anymore. It is just actual wires, bare wires running around because everything has eroded away and degraded away, and next thing you know, it's literally bare wires. Yeah, on an obsolete, not replicated anymore harness, yeah, no, let's spend time and get this halfway decent. Problem is, the damn tape keeps running out. I'm just sitting here taping this thing up. Even if these deck surfaces do turn to crap, this is all stuff that only needs to be done really one time to a truck, period. So that's what I keep telling myself. I'm thinking about those deck surfaces, hoping that I'm not gonna have to revisit them because we didn't surface nothing. But all this stuff needs to be done any freaking ways. Stripping the Super Duty. This is inside. The floor looks like it's still outside. Actually is inside. They are selling this truck. You don't get the bumpers with it though. Oh, and don't get the wheels either. There was wheels on it, like every other truck in here. Transmission harness is now done. And now little things like this little annoying stuff. I didn't want to tape it on until we got to right here at the very end. And I only have a couple harnesses left to go. We turned it into engine harness day, didn't we? Very good indication is a fog light wire on how beat up and how screwed with a truck has been in its life. If the fog light wire is all there and all the push pins are still there and it hasn't been beat to crap, not even pulled out of the bumper, you know, I might have banged on this truck a little bit, but it is all mostly still here. It only had 1 stud job done, it appears, and barring any damage that's with the surfaces right now, it's completely recoverable. All right, fog light wire's done. Now I got the 2 negatives. Last freaking wire. It's still attached to the truck. And that is all that's left. Wires are up there. It's freaking way late. It's the end of the day. And tomorrow, we don't have any wiring to do tomorrow. We can put the battery cable on and engine harness and carry on. All the wiring is ready to go. Doesn't look like an old ratty pile of crap anymore. So today I'm just gonna put stuff back together. Just keep going. Get all the harnesses done. I did get the chassis harness taped too. I taped over the aluminum. I'll go ahead and put that back too with HVAC tape. Right now we're at main engine harness. That's where we're at. Let's and transmission harness and chassis harness and everything else. Got ourselves a little more progress. We did have very massively pitted exhaust manifolds, so when there's no way to fix that, the pits on it. So I take JB Weld, real thin skim of JB Weld around it, and bolt the flange on. You can see how it's kind of smashing out right there. Yeah, it's sealing it, and it'll come right off. Like if we ever have to take this back off, we can just a quick wire brush or probably even just peel it off. But it will fill the pits. We down inside of that little girl right there. She's empty. So take the $20 piece of pipe, and I'm not doing that now. Really got the fuel pump back together. We're don't have a dipstick tube. The tube that was on the truck, the little bracket that bolts it to there was gone. So that's pretty much trashes the whole bracket. It's the whole dipstick tube. So I'm kind of freaking hosed. I need a damn dipstick tube, and we knew it. We just didn't get it. So transmission harness is all on. That's all done. All the wiring is here. Well, now I got the transmission dipstick in, and we can, once the dipstick's in, well, first the Y pipe, so you can tighten the bolts, and then put the dipstick in. And then once the dipstick's in, then you can put the down pipe on. And from that point, we are done right there. And then I'm gonna have to come over here and do the fuel lines and get this wiring all done and put some HVAC tape on here around the exhaust, put the keeper in here for the fuel lines. Yeah, I mean, it's just a system. We gotta I'll get that done over there, I'll come over here, get this done over here, and then we'll go to the front, and yeah. But it's coming together. Break them apart real fast, get down to it, but then when it's time to actually get everything in its final resting location, it takes longer. It takes, I mean, unless we want to just throw it up in the air and see how it works. I like to take a little more time than that. If we need little pieces taped back on so that this push pins into there, so that all these push pins are back where they need to be, that's freaking, it's very time consuming. Very, very time consuming. Battery cable all done. Once we get some of the fuel lines done, and then I'll be ready to put the compressor and power steering pump on. I don't like to put those on because it just makes the lines go in the way. The lines are all over the place. So put those on just about dead last.